The opening bell is sponsored in part by TD Ameritrade.
Welcome back. You're watching CNBC's Squawk on the Street. The opening bell is going to ring in about 6, 5 seconds, 4, etc. Here at the big board, CAI International. Ticker symbol CAP, celebrating its recent IPO. At the NASDAQ, Viro Pharma, ticker VPHM. And at the Amex, Claymore Securities. Here we go again, another ETF. This is the first ever global water ETF. We'll be speaking with Claymore Managing Director Christian Magoon in just a few moments. Our market reporters are standing by at the big board, the NASDAQ, the Merck, CBOT, CNBC HQ. Let's start ASAP. Bob Bazzani on the floor, Roberto.
And of course, Mark, Asia was down this morning, but Europe is hitting multi-year highs. I'm talking about France, Germany, and the UK, both near 7-year highs, and futures went out up 6. If we open right here close to that, the S&P 500 will be 10 points away from an historic high, and that's certainly the important story of the day. What's fueling the markets? Buybacks, liquidity, and M&A deals. Speaking of M&A deals, CNBC can confirm that GE, our parent company, is close to selling its plastic unit for almost $11 billion to Saudi Basic Industries. No final deal has been confirmed there. GE just opened fractionally here. Also, some positive comments from retailers. Take a look at the post of Kohl's here. Just opened up 86 cents at $75.11. Kohl's following JCPenney with positive comments, earnings and guidance. Kohl's beat by 2 cents. Reaffirmed their second quarter guidance would be in line and raised their full year guidance. Similar story from Nordstrom. They beat by 3 cents. Now here they guided below consensus for the second quarter, but above consensus for the full year guidance. Now, important thing here is they're saying disappointing second quarter, but they're going to make it up in the second half of the year. So the commentary from the retailers on the mixed side this week. Federated, Walmart, limited, disappointing, but positive comments from Kohl's and from JCPenney just earlier in the week. Let's go over to Scott Wapner standing by over at the NASDAQ. And Scott, only 10 points or so from historic highs in the S&P.
All right, Bob, we'll be watching for that for sure. We've opened to the upside here, by the way, by about 7 1/3 points. But take a look. It's all about online advertising this morning because shares of Aquantive are the big winner, up just about 78%. Microsoft is buying this company for $66.50 a share. That values the deal at about $6 billion in cash. It's an 85% premium. I put ValueClick on there as well because ValueClick has also been mentioned as a takeover target in the online advertising space. Its shares rising this morning by 10%. In fact, come on back out to the wall. I want to show you what some other players in this segment are doing because Google is higher this morning. It recently bought DoubleClick for $3 billion. Yahoo is higher by 2%. It recently bought Right Media. 24/7 Media up 1% this morning. Remember, it was just yesterday that the WPP group out of the UK took this company out. So the entire space is up this morning. All right, let's regroup. We're going to talk about Intel because it's up 2% this morning on an upgrade to a buy over at Merrill Lynch. Positive comments also from JP Morgan. Apple shares are higher this morning by 0.7%. The FCC approving the new iPhone scheduled for a late June release. Juniper Networks is down 1.5% off the open this morning, cut to a hold from buy over at Citigroup. Trump Entertainment and big to the upside this morning, 18%. That's because it has gotten some indications there could be some parties interested in buying this company. Also want to mention an IPO this morning. The company is called Eneroc. The ticker symbol, I should say, is ENOC. It runs data centers for electricity producers. $26 a share is where this is going out. That is above the expected range. Let's go to Sharon over at the NYMEX.
Well, we're seeing, Scott, oil prices above $65 a barrel, gasoline at $2.41 a gallon, gasoline futures, and it's not surprising we're seeing a little bit of a pullback in the futures today in the RBOB contract after the serious run-up we had yesterday, nearly 10 cents gain on the day. You thought that price spike was incredible. What about what happened on the Gulf Coast and in the Chicago area? We're looking at...
They raised their rates by factors of 9. Anybody who doesn't think numerology is important in China, just Google 9 numerology in China and you'll be fascinated. Now, always fascinating, Bob O'Brien.
Thanks very much, Rick. Analysts commenting on a couple of blue chip names. Verizon, for example, moving narrowly higher here after Citigroup lifted its sell rating off the stock, admitting that it was wrong to keep a sell rating on a stock that moved 16%. from the month of March. Intuit, numbers out after the close yesterday. A big lift from the TurboTax sales. Nordstrom, you heard Bob mention them, very upbeat. Let's see how the stock is opening today. The retailer up 1.5 points. PPG Industries, Bloomberg reporting that the company's exploring the disposition of 3 of its operating units. Buffalo Wild Wings, been a big winner in the restaurant sector. Stock up 4% after the announcement of a 2-for-1 split. And Cadbury Schweppes, Wall Street Journal reporting there could be as many as 12 private equity parties interested in picking up its U.S. beverages operation. Let's go back to Mark at the NYSE. Mark.
Thank you, Bob O'Brien. Fresh off ringing the opening bell at the Amex to celebrate his firm's launch of the first ever global water ETF. Claymore Senior Managing Director Christian Magoon. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Mark.